Story with another consequence from Obamacare. Turns out that because of President Obama's executive action on immigration, businesses now have a $3,000 incentive to hire those newly legal undocumented people over native-born citizens. Noah Lang is the CEO of Stride Health and Insurance Exchange site, and he joins us now to talk about that, but also to talk about what's going on with Obamacare. And let's talk about that incentive right now. Is that a valid criticism? Because the story in the Washington Times pointed out that the administration acknowledged that, yes, there's a loophole in the law which would allow someone to bring in an undocumented person, use them, and they would save the $3,000 that they would have had to pay for a citizen through the Obamacare law.
Yeah, so I think it perhaps is a fair criticism. To be fair, I haven't gone through every last piece of that immigration reform, but it appears to be a loophole that doesn't necessarily have a direct fix.
All right, so as you see, without a direct fix, I mean, you're on the front lines of people trying to sign up. In fact, your service actually makes it easier for people to sign up, right?
That's right, yeah. So we're focused on the individual Americans who are buying their own health insurance, right? And the Affordable Care Act enabled them to do that, right? To break away from a traditional employer and now buy your own health coverage. But no one quite knows what to do and how to do it, right? It's a vocabulary none of us speak except the mathematicians who design these products. So we built a recommendation engine. So you can go on your phone without putting it on your face and actually enter a few details about your life to get a recommendation.
Did you work with anyone from Health and Human Services or from the administration in putting this together? Because there were so many problems trying to do it through their systems.
Right. So we started on our own. We used some government data to get going, and now we've worked more closely with HHS to do that. I think we have to, right, because the government owns that subsidy piece of what we do, but we're the private market solution that says it's not just about premiums, deductibles, co-insurances, which most of us can't understand.
Right.
It's actually about the best fit for your life, and it's a major financial investment.
What's the profile, if you're allowed to share, of the average person who's using your site? What do they look like?
Right, so we're typically gearing younger, right? 18 to 35-year-olds, which if you look at the initial sort of goals for Obamacare, for the Affordable Care Act, they said we want 40% of that market to participate. Well, guess what? About 28% participated. But for us, it's about 2/3 of our population. It's the younger Americans that want to use their mobile devices to make an intelligent decision rather than sitting on hold for a couple hours and rather than going to the government to make that decision.
As you chart the people who are using it, are you allowed to share with us how many on any given week or month use the service?
So we haven't shared that data publicly. It's been an exciting, I'd say, first 10 days or so of open enrollment too. We've got another 80 days to go, but we have thousands of people logging on, telling us their doctors, their drugs, their illnesses, so they can make an intelligent decision for themselves.
One of the problems, and I imagine you encountered this, is that some of the the data on doctors who would be part of certain plans is out of date and inaccurate. Is it created a headache for you?
It hasn't created any headaches yet, and we're very honest with our customers about it. So we do tell you what plans you can keep your doctor in, but we also tell you that it might change, right? And so we're going to be the first company to tell you that it has changed. So a little bit of this is just about anchoring the American in the experience they're going to have rather than brushing it under the carpet.
If we have time, do we have there was a soundbite from Senator Charles Schumer when he came out saying that passing the Affordable Health Care Act was a mistake. We do have it? We don't have it. Well, you heard about this, I'm sure. Yeah. He said it was a mistake. Could this have negative implications for your business if Congress goes back and says, you know what, this was a mistake, we need to redo this whole thing?
Look, I think it's going to be very, very hard to start over, right? And the Affordable Care Act has done a lot of great things. It's enabled our business. Before the Affordable Care Act, we couldn't price insurance with confidence, right? Every time you got a quote, the price could change, right? That can't happen anymore. And it standardized all the benefits. So the data we use to make an intelligent recommendation is much, much higher quality data that we can use in a machine-readable way to build an engine. Now, re-architecting it, changing the subsidies, there could be tweaks and turns, and that will affect us, but I don't think we're going anywhere in terms of Americans needing to make intelligent healthcare transactions.
Still going to need that kind of service. Absolutely. All right, Noah, thank you very much for joining us. All the best to you, and happy Thanksgiving.
You as well.